Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of SnowFool here in City Skylines. But today, we're going to be building our very first industry within the city. This is going to kind of gear us all up towards making more money and putting SnowFool on the map as one of the greatest snow cities the world has ever seen. Last episode we implemented more residential, which has provided us with more citizens, which will hopefully take up all the jobs that are going to become available in our brand new industrial area. Now, we really do need some money, so I'm hoping that this industrial area is going to start producing some money with some big exports. We're going to need to have new highway connections, we're going to need train lines implemented to distribute the cargo, and eventually we need our very own little cargo harbour as well, where trains can skedoodle over there, which means we'll have two harbours for boats. This is really exciting. SnowFool is expanding. So we are back, boys. We are back right now. And if you have been enjoying the last couple of episodes, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you are new in here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out. But we've got our little trams right now running along. We've got this secondary line all pretty much set up right now, which is doing us wonders. There's a lot of people here considering, and that's because they were all walking all the way down to this spot here. Absolutely beautiful. A lot of you guys give me some suggestions of what I put on the very end. I'm going to save it till next episode. Leave it as a little bit of a surprise. But today, industry time. Now, the obvious industry to kind of go with to begin with is our ore industry. It is literally right here. It's alongside a train line as well, so that'll be really handy to kind of add export kind of onto it. I can expand it as well, the ore area, if I need be. I can kind of paint some more spaces on. But we need to, make good connections. I'm thinking about doing one highway connection here and then one over here, just to really bulk the area up. And that will then, as they come in, that will, eventually lead on to connecting to all these roads down here. Getting a train line coming in and eventually having this kind of pier section here be our cargo harbour where the train line does connect. Now, how much of that am I going to be able to do today? I actually don't know. It depends on how much money we have available to be able to do this, because building that industry is going to be super expensive. But we'll try our best. So I think before we build it then, everything is going to be all determined off where the highway connections are going to be. Now I pretty much want to build two more of these, but as I look at it, the one here is going to be cutting it quite close to this one. So I don't know whether to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit and just kind of move it over. I don't know. We'll kind of see what happens. But let me first work with this one. So we do need to Rural Star Road. We're kind of using these as kind of to be marker points for how we get over, but at the same time I could just literally copy and paste elsewhere. Now if I chose this one here and just do the little 10 markers going back and front, if that is where this one's going to be, which makes complete sense. Now what if I made this kind of wiggle down slightly so I can get it a little bit more to the left, make a little bit of a better connection. So you've got 1, 2, 3 before you bend. 1, 2, 3 before you bend. Everything here says that is center before the bends on either side. Now you wouldn't have thought it, would you? You wouldn't have thought it. So that is that a 10 away from this anyway? So that is, it's actually quite difficult to kind of figure out where we're at right now. Alright, delete this back here. So that is a 10 going back this way. And I'm just going to cover myself over here as well. Is that minus? Yeah. Going this way. So if I did have it like that, then that's where the two connections would be for the highway. Now, do I build it myself or do I implement and copy and paste what we've currently got in elsewhere? It's all going to be different levels, so I might as well just get it in how I want to get it all in. So, with that knowledge, we've got to get this all up and running. Now, this away from here is about a 6. I can't actually remember how I created it previously. So, it is going to be a little bit different to what we've normally got. Coming away from something like this right now, that is our 10 mark that comes into there. That there is about 5 away. So, we're looking at going about a 5 section close. So, 4-lane roads. I feel really hyper today. I don't know what it is. I actually don't know what it is. And is it this style of road, by the way? Let me just kind of build this real quick. No, it's not. Then again, this one's got trams on, so it doesn't really make much difference in reality, does it? No. What about... I mean, this is the one over here that we're kind of looking at. Nice, big and wide. It's not you. I always forget which one it is. I believe it's this one, right? If I come off this... No. Oh, no, it doesn't have the thing in the middle, does it? It's this one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So now we've got the one that we're working with. We'll do a 5 space after each one here. So a 5. Oh, that's a 6. Right, 5. 5. And then we literally just elevate over. But I want to do the slip roads. Now we've got to delete these back. And we need... I'm going to do the raw road as well. So here, normal style. Now what's the length of these, by the way? Is that a 10? That is a 10. 10 before the bend. So it should be super easy to get these in right now. There we go. And that is what we're now building. So we're going to replicate this over here as we do it. So we can get them simultaneously done at the same time. So I don't forget what part I'm on or what I've got to do, all that kind of jazz. A 10. A 10. A 10. And a 10. Now, the 4-lane road here, we'll upgrade that. Upgrade you. We'll upgrade you as well. This is going to be upgrading going all the way down, by the way. There's a random bit there that won't upgrade. And what is going on here? Might I add. Alright, there we go. Back. Oh, okay. Create bridges. Just create random bridges. There you go. You decide the rules. Right, upgrade. Sweet. Now we've got to get the bend in. So this is where I can utilize the highway slip road at this point. So, for example, if I do it on this one over here, where this is more straight, there to there, we're looking at a 14. Right. So there to there is a 14. Which that to there should be a 14. Which then there to there is a 14. Which there to there is a 14. It seems too easy at this point. It seems a little bit too easy. I know I gotta do some bends and whatnot. Alright, come on. Oh, you get, is it gonna get like messed up because of where we're at here? Ooh, okay. So if I put a no just after each one, I'm hoping, yes, a 14. A 14, we can connect to that. Okay, glorious. Right, we'll come back to all that in just a minute. Let's just start with this one first. So what we'll do is we'll select both of these nodes here and see if I can move them together. So one, oh, hang on, hold on, I'm not even selecting them both here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then with a little bit of a bend, a little bit of a bend. Don't tell me that's going to work. Don't tell me right now that's going to work. But the highway road as well, we also need to upgrade you. Am I in the move? Yeah, I'm on the movies section here, aren't I? What's going on? What's going on here, boys? So upgrade you, upgrade you. Obviously, you've got to be flipped round. Now, is that the only places where we've got the 2-lane roads? By the looks of it, yes, it is. So, if that worked out so well, if I select you and select you, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, slight little bend, slight little bend. Oh my goodness me, boys. I'm a freaking genius. I'm a genius. So then we'll just do the quick angles real quick. There to there, there to there, there to there, there to there. And then straight across with the bridge. All elevated, obviously. Voila! Ta-da! Right, that's all done. The only thing I gotta do right now then is upgrade the obvious which is the highway style. No, yes, highway style road, singular lane for the lane math. Because you know we're going down. Why is it on underground mode? Because obviously we go to a single lane at this point. I did do it elsewhere, didn't I? Single lane. Okay, I didn't do it here. There we go. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So all that's left to do then is a little bit of smoothing right now. So of the brush size. Just go around it very gently because we're going to key wall it all off anyway. So it'll be all good. Now, I have this sneaky suspicion feeling that this looks wider than this. So something is amiss right now, isn't there? Maybe it hasn't gone to plan as much as I would have liked it to. So that's a 13 going across. There's a 15. So by the looks of it, where am I? Oh, damn. I don't know if you can hear that, but there is some serious thunder and lightning outside my house. Which feels about right for Snowtown. So I go 1, 2, and then that's got to come down by 1. Bam, bam, bam. Is that then the 15? That's 14. So you're looking at 2 for each one. So bam, 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 and then that there should be our 15, right? No, it's still a 14. Okay, so now we're looking at about 3. Right, I will compensate for the rest of this in just a memento. Bam. So is that now 15? It is. So 3 either side, which is fine. Okay, now it looks more like it. Now it does look more like it. Right, so yeah. That's fine. We'll go with it. So when I say compensate for it, I'm going to delete this here. Delete that there. Bringing that right down, and I'll redo these roads. Because then you get a proper run then coming off them. So come off you as well. Glorious. Nice. So that's done. Let's take care of this one before I go any further. Oh, okay. So by the looks of it, this didn't really work out too well there, did it? So let's take care of this one then before I go any further. And then finally we can build the industrial area. So is that a 14? That's a 13. Oh, that's a 14 there. So if I select you, it was already going to be pushing down by 2. Then 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if I already pushed it down by 2. Why is it not selecting all of them? There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So if that is the case, then this here should be a 15, which it is. Perfect. Oh no, it was these that need to be pushed down by 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's about it, right? And then this has to bend. Now it doesn't look right just now because you have to bulk these up to a 2 lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have a beautiful bend. Beautiful bend. Now does that look about right? It does. It does. So highway, bulk this up. 2 lane, 2 lane, 2 lane, 2 lane. Flip you around. You've got to go this way. You've got to go that way. Bam, bam, bam. This becomes a singular lane. Now this one here, we kind of have to now slightly adjust ourselves. So let me first implement this. Because we had that extra length in there from having to kind of add the extra node, it kind of threw off our alignments a little bit. But perfect! We're back in business. So now we just got to sort out the alignments of the elevation. And go from here to here. Add all this in. And without doing all the extra jazzy stuff right now, like key walling it, traffic lights, lane management, this is now all set up. I can relax and breathe a little bit easier. Also, I believe I just seen a vehicle utilizing this as well. Any more vehicles want to come down here? Yes, no, maybe so. Oh, there we go. One's turning off. So it's useful for some. I don't know why they're turning off, but hey ho. So I've now got my roads, which means I can enter from here, which is really easy. I can also enter from here as well and run my train line down, and gives us more ability to kind of utilize where the connections are also going to come from too. So this is sweet. It's still not finished by any means, so don't get it twisted. It's still not finished by any means right now, but it allows me to now work within this area. So let me now delete this back a bit, as I can hear the thunder rumbling outside my window. It would be nice if it now snowed, because it'll give me some real vibes on the go. We're going to utilize this space as well. So let's delete this and delete you. And we'll come off this naturally right now. So if I come off by a 20, there we go, sweet. We can now work with the area. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to worry too much about this only here being the ore, because I can, you know, place more down myself if it needs be. I just got to figure out how I want to utilize this and work with it. So if this road here comes down, which is eventually going to be switched up into a system that allows us to kind of do a loop like this here, we're also going to have to start thinking about where we're going to have the additional connection leading out. Now, I like the idea of this being a fly-through road as well. It works out fairly well. Do I do it directly off this, where this road would connect in? Obviously, it'll be a singular road coming into there, but we come off it like that. It could work out, because it could then mean I need to stick some kind of a roundabout on it. So, right, let me delete this. Because at the same time, I want to stick to the grid format that we've got on the go as well. So coming out to there, if that goes directly in and then comes out by a 10, if I delete this, the zoning should be perfectly fine, which it actually is. So I'm going to lead this out to about there, which we do kind of skip past the edge just here. Opens this whole area up here for like manufacturing stuff like that. So I can have a road connecting there. Won't have to worry about it being too close to this area. This road coming down as well, I also need to figure out. So if I brought that to there, I got to figure out a way. So if I came, yeah, if I did from there to there, and tip it up a little bit like that, would it be worthy of having a roundabout here? Or am I clutching at straws by having this so straight? I feel like I'm clutching at straws having this by so straight. It doesn't need to be straight. You know what I mean? So I could still come off the 20 by there and the 20 by here. But then delete it back a bit. And then just create some bends coming in, because it's not going to really be going any other direction. So just have a nice little bend coming off. Let's get away from the grids, boys. Let's go. Okay, this could work. This could work. So connection-wise, we're looking about here. Now we'll try and maximize it, which that should work out fairly well. There we go, and then the same goes here as well. So the max the connection tool will allow me to go with, that will work out pretty well there. So we can eventually stick a roundabout here. And this is a kind of access road here for the whole of the ore industry. Now, we also got to think about as well how we're bringing the train line in too. Now, there's a few issues with this. There is a few issues with this. One, if I do place a harbour down, the harbour in question, the slight issue we have is the train line's on the inner side. So the train line's coming from here. So what I could do, and what I am going to do, is actually I am going to place down the harbour. We're going to delete this, delete you. Right, I've got an idea. In my head, it's just popped up right now. I've got a sweet little idea. So that there's a 16. So if I come out by a 16, down, and then in. And now if I just do all this angling there to the same height. All good. We need to obviously invert some of it. But we're going to keep this bit here obviously all raised. Alright, invert where I need to invert. That's not the invert segment. What's going on, boys? Invert is you, right? Yes. There we go. Now, is this all raised? This is all raised, so that's all now pretty good to go. I now need to do the ship path to kind of come in so we can access it. Like that. And how much is this? This is 90 grand, 2,400 a week to run. Very expensive. But the reason I've done that is so I can centralize this here. Okay. And then I've got this little bit that kind of sticks out where I can bring the train line in to make it and sink it underground. I want to have a sunken train line, just like how the highway is sunken. That will kind of come down here, turn, cut through this industrial area and go through. So like it's sunken down, the industry is raised above it, which I think will be a pretty cool idea. It's something a little bit different, isn't it? It is something a little bit different. So for the train line itself then, right, keeping this raised, we're looking at about here. And then we, from this point there, you've got down to 30. So I could do a 10. Or I could do a 5-ish. And then the next 10. The next 10 the next 12 bring it down by 10. And then we'll just kind of do something magical to sink it down and have the roads go across over the top of it, which would be pretty cool. So now I know where that's going to run and how it's going to work. I don't need to worry too much about this area because I can have it sunken down. I can have stuff going over the top and across it and all that kind of jazz. Now, are we going to have a roundabout here? Most like... I don't know. Actually, do you know what? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But thinking about it now, I think I do need to kind of also figure out how this train line is going to run. Right, okay, so let me go back to these industrial roads. Not industrial roads, sorry. Rural roads. And let's... let's actually first place this in. So let's get these connections up and running. So that down to there is a 72. I suppose I'm just going to pick a space at random, maybe just here. And then come out by an 11. Alright, let's do a 10 by 10 just there. Do the same just here as well. By an 11. Just so I got my markers right now for the gridded effect on these sides. So that's where I'll have an entry just there, which should work out fairly well. If I create a border road right now, so down there's a 37, so I need a 26 to go across in this direction, which it all connects up wonderfully. If I pick a random spot here, which let's just say it's here, 11, 20, we'll go just there. I'll delete that because I don't know where the connection is going to be, but at least I've got the marker point anyway. And then would I want to mark a point around here? So the 11's just there anyway. That's the 10. That's a 10 there. So that's where the inner ring going around is going to work. So in question anyway, 11. Okay, that's perfect. That connects wonderfully. And that there should be a solid connection there. Oh, damn, this is too good. This is too good. So this is just my way of trying to make sure that I alleviate the traffic as best as possible. So I bring that out by 20. This is where all this will then obviously, you know, continue and whatnot. Bringing this down as well. So that there's a 59. So a 13 by 13 bend. And that is the whole of the inner ring here where we can do all the buildings and whatnot. But again, the train line's got to run under, through. It's got to cut through to some degree. I might get it to run through here, maybe. I don't know. Could be a good idea. Do you know what? That might be a good idea. Hasn't got to go under the roundabout. I can just tunnel it. It hasn't got to be like directly underneath it. So, right. Again, picking a point right now. By -10. As I run this then down. And I'll bring it to here. So that whole thing is now sunken down, which is glorious. Absolutely glorious. So that will complete the bypass. We'll tunnel it. It will go into a tunnel here and then pop out maybe here. So we'll keep some of the roads elevating over the top of it. And that'd be pretty sweet. So we just then got to figure out how we want to do some of the connections to it. Again, I can just V it here and then pop it up and bring it in. And the same going that way. It just means whatever road goes at the top of the V becomes elevated. So, yeah. Smoothing it off the edges too should work out. Right, should we now build some of this industrial area? I think we should. I honestly think we should at this point. We're waiting way too long. Way too long. Okay, so elevating this. If I just want to utilize this road here, which shouldn't be such a bad idea. And then we'll take from this now. So we'll go out by 11. And also create a little bit of a 10x10 as well. Because we want to try and utilize as much of this area as we possibly can. So we want to build mine stuff over here. I think we first need to focus on building the main building. That will be the first task for us. So if that is also a connection in here. Bringing this so far out. And we're going to need one more connection somewhere. So I reckon 29. Is that 30? Yep. Elevate you up and over. Okay, we've got a couple of markers right now of where we want roads to run coming in. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I'll have other roads that come off that won't necessarily cut straight across. So it should all work out fairly well. Right, okay, so if I also then figure out where we want the ring road running around here. So what I could do is I could kind of bend this out slightly. So a little bit more freeform, so we're not focused on being, too uniform in that, in that many regards. Just to there. And we'll lead this up. And then we'll do a 5x5 bend here. To bring us back down. And then this road coming back down will lead down to maybe, let's say, an 11 there. A connection at the same kind of wiggles to connect to there. And then we'll still have connection cutting across. But this is the main dragger road that runs round. Probably stick a train line here, and that's how it connects down to there. For this one side, and also have one over on this side too. Right, getting too carried away right now. Let's pretty much build the main building. So we're going to base the main building within this vicinity here. So if I drag this right down, and then go to our industry, go to ore, main building, how big is it? It's actually quite a decent sized building, I'm not going to lie. Now that will fit quite fairly well just there. So we'll base it in there. A 10 going up is obviously going to be here, right? Yep, so I'll cut across there like that. We have our 10. Nice. And let's now designate this area as our industrial. So industrial area. Go quite large of that size. So I'll go for here for now. If I need to extend it or expand it, we will do. But I just want to get some exports on the go to make some sweet, sweet cash to begin with. So the main building's now in. That's glorious. We need some buildings that are going to do some mining. So we can go from like small mines, you know, this size, all the way up to the big boys that carve in to the hills. Now, carving into the hills is not a bad idea, but you probably want to get a little bit of an elevation change. Also, I'm going to place down or paint some more ore down as well. There we go. Might as well just paint this whole little section. Really bulk it up. Give us more of a reason to kind of be working within this area. Sweet. So whatever I do now, I don't need to worry too much about it. So this size of large ore mine then is 35 grand. Now if I placed this in, for example, how far back does it go? Not as far as you would kind of want it in reality. So let me just move that over there. So what I reckon we do here then is we kind of create, we'll go 2 back, you reckon, or 1? Now we'll only go 1 back. And we'll create like a little bit of a run of a road here. Not too much. That kind of just comes off it. Where we can implement stuff like this. So moving you. So throwing 1 in there. We'll do some terraforming as well so it looks a little bit better. But we'll start with these large mines to begin with. Give us a 2 gap on both sides. So large mines, that's what we'll begin with right now. We'll be digging in to the mountain to tackle our ore. And let's utilize this connection tool right now. So maximum on the old bend. That's how it all comes into place. Again, I'm trying to stay away from the organized routes. The old basic organized systems. Should work out fairly well. Right, okay, so let's give them water. We'll first follow the main run of road first. So we'll go down to here first. And we'll connect directly up here. Run you down and round. Try and now get these connected. And obviously they're going to need power as well. So we'll just do this bare minimum to begin with first. So they will need power. And we'll bring over the power lines as we speak. So power directly there. We'll then take it away from here, bring it straight across. And, oh, we got thunder and lightning in the game as well. I got it in the game and in real life. So now then, we should start producing a little bit of ore, which we can then go ahead and export. Now, we're not going to make big stacks, but this is our first progression into this system right now. So I reckon, while we are waiting, let's do a little bit of terraforming just to kind of bulk the areas up slightly a bit more. Main thing I want to do here is just kind of get away from too much edge in here. There we go. We'll slightly widen the train line stuff. And we'll go back to sinking this down. So that should be by a -10, which it is. I don't know why, but it kind of slightly feels a bit wonky, doesn't it? Anyway, so I'll take it to about here. And we'll go 10 more. That there is 23. 25. Okay, that seems reasonable to me. So this next 10, we make it go under. And then if I delete Alright, let's say I deleted this. I made this next 10. Or 11 into a tunnel. And then we'll just now do the connection tool. To connect these guys up. There we go. Nothing too crazy. We'll also get the node as well. And just raise this down so it looks normal-ish. Whatever normal is these days. There we go. There we go. And we just need to elevate. I can't even English. Elevate the roads in question. So what I actually might do is delete these roads here now. Get the 4-lane roads. Am I in yeah, I'm in bulldoze mode. So a full 10, which is just there. Oh, hold on. Just there, which is not a full 10, but that's okay. Straight across the bridge. That should do us justice. Back in business. Right, we'll eventually sort all this little bump and stuff out. And alleviate it down quite nice. Elevate it down quite nice. But that line is now going up and around, and we're just going to get to... And we'll tunnel it as well here. So at this point there, the next set of 10... Which we'll do 11, which is fine. Oh, it should have tunneled. There we go. There we go, boys. We'll then take it all the way down. So if I take it to about there and bring it up, I'm running out of money, by the way. There we go. And we're a little bit off-centered, so we'll use the connection tool. Alright, back into play mode, because I need some money coming in. Train line's now connected. It's now actually connected all the way down to the harbour, but the harbour's not really connected to anything else, so it won't really work. But I can have trains coming in. I can actually now have trains from outside of the region coming in. Those drop off there and just drive, but again, they don't have the ability to utilise it just yet. They really don't. Right, back into play mode then. So we are starting to see a little bit of cargo now coming out. A few vehicles going in and out right now, and they're going to be exporting the goods, which will make me a few pennies, but not enough to go, oh my goodness me, I'm so freaking rich. You know what I mean? So, again, it's still a little bit of a wait. Oh, how's that? That will do for now. That will do for now. Very good, very good. So this is quite exciting. So, these are all roads anyway, going across. So to connect to there is a 20. So in reality, you're looking at about a 9. But I don't know whether to go for the full shebang here. So if I went 30, obviously 19, which means this would run alongside here. And then these roads will elevate just there. Which are perfectly fine. I don't know what I'm worried about. It's perfectly fine. Alright, connecting you in. I might minimalize the speed limit here so I'm not kind of shortcutting it too much. I could create a sharp little key wall of some degree. And that should all play out quite nice. It's quite fun, isn't it? Get some large buildings here as well to kind of cover the dead space. This is all quite fun. To be honest with you, there is also nothing stopping me also creating the connection going across there. Just, you know, it just gives us more access points is probably the best way to pull it. But the issue becomes, right, we have to then start thinking about how all these roads in the middle here are going to meet. Because it does look a little bit chaotic. Now, if I went for your standard systems here, ba-bam, ba-bam, nicely, nicely. Where does this come down? So this will come down to about there, which gives us around about a 5 to deal with. So if I ran this to here, okay, it's more of a 6x6. That's straight in. Keep it all free flowing, mate. We'll work towards a 10 marker here. So do a 10 by 10. Now, where does this meet up? So an 18. So 10. So that's an 8 away, basically. Okay. This is going to be an 8 by 8. 8 by 8. And then we'll get this to stop and drop a 4 by 4. Just like that. Now, it's gridded, but it's not gridded. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Leaving some larger gaps right now for some larger production style buildings. And that should work out fairly well. Now, this road here, which I said could maybe connect directly in. How does this look? Well, one, it's trying to elevate itself. I think we'll leave it to that. Gets it on the second inner ring. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So you can see the difference in elevation heights as well. I'm gonna have to play around with that and kind of just kind of jig it slightly. But that should do exactly what I need to do. We've got the tunnel going in. Opens up more space for working with. But I like the ability to be able to see it. I think that's pretty cool. But again, we're going to need ways in which we can import and export. So I can't just rely on them all driving over to here. I want them to load up close by too. So I reckon in terms of train lines, which this is going to cost me 60 grand. Oh my goodness me. I want one over here, obviously. So I reckon squeezing in one about there would be pretty sweet. We set up like a nice little one-way system. And then what about around here? One there, or do you reckon it's worth it over here? I reckon one about over on this side. Again, keeps us quite open and quite free flowing. If I placed it there. Don't want it like here or anything like that, because it then means it will cause jams for days going on. But by me doing this, it's also then going to mean more vehicles and more traffic elsewhere are going to try and want to get over here. So I'm going to have to also then open up these cargo lines in other directions too. Which, again, not a problem. Not said problem. You just got to be slightly careful to where I do allow them to operate. I can add that there. I mean, in my head, I can see where the ideas of it are going to run. I can see the ideas in my head. But it's a case of... That's what it's a case. It's just me going, all the time. Because what I'm trying to also think of as well is where alternative lines will run. Say I needed a cargo station over here or over here. It's where the additional lines are going to run. I think for now, right, we'll just place the one here until I've got, and I pull it just there. Until I've got more stuff within here that produces goods, I'll just leave it like this. Now, it would be nice to try and get this to not match it, but not be so low down. I reckon what we do here, just a little bit of fine tuning. There to there. And then just smoothing it out. And then train line wise, obviously 17, but if I come out by a little bit just here, bring it into a tunnel. Oh, where am I going? Where am I going, boys? Now, I'm bringing it into a tunnel, but I don't quite know why, because it should have just been elevated down. Sticking at -10. And then we just kind of play around with this. I reckon we select you, you, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just for a slight little wiggle. Just kind of keep away from the cliff edges. Elevate you. Have this come down and connect in as a little bit of a V. Right, we should have enough money to do all this. So if I go to about there, I've got to do my 21 by 21s. Which becomes a little bit more difficult with the angles that we're working with. So even though that's going to be a 28, hopefully when we shorten the bend, we're going to be okay. And 31 there. And what I mean by shortening the bend is if I get the move it tool right now, we've got a couple of points here as well. So if I select both of these and then... Oh, no. Bam. Bam. And then just kind of bring them in slightly. Bending you. Bending you. Now this one's pretty straight, but if I do the kind of... I won't say the same thing. But it kind of is going to be the same thing. Where you bring that in. Where that bends out. For you to slightly bend that way. For you to slightly... bend that way, which works out quite gloriously as well. And then all we gotta do now right now is elevate this whole strip of road. So the 4-lane road, elevate up. We want to elevate you, definitely you. Now I could just do the whole thing to there and to there, but I reckon we try and at least do it where it makes sense. So if I added a node there and I added in another node there. Back on this, only upgrade you and then you to where the land actually then stops becoming elevated. And my other options are I could leave this little little triangle area in here if I just smooth it down slightly. So it becomes quite open and free. I can place trees down and stuff like that, which will also look quite nice. Smoothing this going down now. I wonder why we've got like a sharp edge there. Is that all down to this? Right, brush size right down. There we go. There we go. So just add something a little bit different to this area. I'm trying to kind of complement the sunken and the normal elevated with it all. To kind of match the style of the highway cutting through. Now, you know what I'm going to say right now, don't you? I've kind of forgotten what the key wall situation is right now. Right, if I parallel this from here to here. Right, flip it. And what was it? 34. Okay. So if I go here. Was it 34 the whole thing? I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, there to there. That's 34 in the whole thing right now. There to there to there. Now, of course, we've got to get the elevations right. Bam, bam, bam. So I might have to delete you to get you connected back in. But I think the easiest thing to do is to select this node, this one, and this one. And just say to all four of them, be the same object height as you. Yeah, I believe so. This and this be the same object height as, for example, you. And then we use our alignment tool. Why won't it go away? Right, there we go. To go from there to there, raise it up. Might need to do a slight bit of tweaking. And by tweaking, I mean inverting segments. There we go. And it just then requires a little bit of smoothing. So other brush size again. I say smoothing, this is more of a flattening, isn't it? Which needs to be done. To widen the highway. And then we'll just leave it like that for now. You get the gist of it, you get the idea of how this is all going to work. And hopefully it all comes together moving forward. I mean, we're already starting to see vehicles using this junction too. A couple using this one as well, as they all drive down. We need water for the actual train station right now. And does it need power? Believe it or not, it actually connects with power, which is quite interesting. So we have a cargo train station in just there. It's the only one in the actual city itself, apart from this. But even this doesn't really have anything going on for it. So I can bring you running down here. I can run this up. Run this directly across as well. So it'll be functional. You just can't actually technically drive to it. Which is, again, also not a good idea. It probably won't be functional. But look at how this area is now coming together. Now, we're making any money. We're actually made, after all that, 728 big ones. But you can see how much more we've got to do within this general area as well. Now, if I kind of now trim back slightly on the old resources, up that brush strength as well, because we don't need them everywhere. Once I figure out where I don't want them, I can kind of cut back slightly. I can cut back slightly and then just kind of fine-tune it all. But yeah, not bad, not bad. So we can still have imports and exports coming in anyway. They'll come from this area. So that will still do exactly what I need it to do. And vehicles are already using it as well. So I might have to turn this into a one-way road. Be able to utilize it a little bit better. Make them go this way around. I mean, I could have made them go this way around. Is that not a problem? Oh, there's a train already skedoodling out of here. But this is pretty cool. I'm liking the complements with the elevated, the sunken, and all that kind of sweet jazz. Once you get some trees in and bulk this area up, it's going to look really, really good as well. And then eventually these 4-lane roads will all eventually connect up as two. I might turn this into a 4-lane road. There's nothing stopping me doing it. Because if I was to bring more trams around on this loop, that's where you would bring them along rather than going all the way up to come back down. Kind of make a little bit more sense. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's create this as the bypassing road. The only problem there is what happens here. Because of the the snow. No, it's not snow. It's just the way the road's slightly broken, isn't it? I think because we're also not connected into another 4-lane road, but we'll keep it like that anyway, and we'll come back and just fix it at some point. But yeah, it feels like I haven't done much, but I have done quite a bit. It's just been a lot of planning thrown into it to get it exactly how I want it. Is this gravel down here, or is it sand? It's meant to be sand. It's snow sand. We've still got a lot of fine-tuning to do. We've still got to get this connected as well, so we can really utilize this. At the moment, only trains can come in, which is why ships are being created and produced. But at least it works. That's the main thing. At least it's currently working. I will get another train station within this general area, because as we build more of the production buildings in, I want more exports to come from this section too. I've already leveled this up to level 2 anyway, making a little bit of cash. And yeah, it's a good start. I'm really excited for where we can potentially take all of this. So the trees for SnowFool, they obviously will continue pushing themselves all the way down, as you could only imagine. We will get, you know, some sweet little areas all filled up with where we want all the trees. So you'll be able to see all slowly but surely come together. It is going to be quite exciting. So we'll leave it for now anyway, because we've still got quite a lot that we need to do. We have still got quite a lot that we need to do. We could get carried away and just do too much and then get caught up on ourselves. But the first industry is now implemented. It's now about fine-tuning it, expanding it, growing it, getting it to exactly how we want it for our city. Before we move forward. So this is going to be quite an iconic thing within SnowFool. But until next time, guys, I will see you all soon. So goodbye.